Hi, I'm Max. I'm the creator behind Eat the Rich Art. I use he, him and they, them pronouns, and I am here today to tell you about our lords and saviours, lesbians. I'm making lesbian things for Pride. That's what I'm doing today. So, I have a list of things I would like to make. I'm going to tell you the list of things I would like to make, and then I'm going to leave and I'm going to make them, and then I'm going to come back and show you them. And that's how the video is going to go. I will pop in bit by bit as I make stuff so that I can check in, tell you how long things have made, the kind of amount of yarn I've used, the kinds of yarn I've used, the colours, all sorts, right? So if we're unfamiliar with the lesbian flag, I'll put one here somewhere. It's pinks and oranges and a bit of white. And that's the lesbian flag. I'm going to do the 5-stripe version rather than the 7-stripe version, just because I genuinely could not find the right shades in yarns that are properly certified for UK use. So that's why I'm using the shortened flag. There are 2 versions. I'm aware of that. There's a 3rd version that was made by a TERF. I'm aware of that one as well. And I'm also aware of the axe flag. I love the axe flag. I think it's really cool. That's quite hard to make plushies out of. So, 5-stripe flag it is. Don't worry guys, I've done my research despite not being one of you. My flag's the opposite version of this one, you know, for those. But yeah, so this is what I am doing this time. Lesbians. We're going to make lesbians. I'm going to make some bee keychains. I'm also going to make whale keychains because I've been doing those for every flag anyway. I'd also like to make some Beans the Frogs using the Girl Who Knots pattern and some axolotls using the Loretta's Loops pattern. Those are just my bread and butter small items for these Pride markets. I'm making them in every flag. That's that. Then as far as medium-sized patterns go, I'd like to make my Pride capybara pattern that I've also been making for every flag because he's my pattern. And I really want to see him in every variation of the flag, also so that I can post them through the months of May and June to promote my flag, my pattern. I mean, if you are watching this in the month of May, which I don't know if you will because I don't know when this video goes up, and I can't see my calendar from here to tell, but just in case I put it up at the right time. If you're watching this in the month of May and you would like my Pride capybara pattern for free, please follow the Instagram account that I've linked in the description. It's the Pride Crochet Along. I will be releasing the pattern as part of that crochet along, but you do need to be following the account before the 30th of May. Before the 1st of June, I mean, because the account will be closing on the 30th of May. So go and follow that if you would like to be part of the crochet along and if you would like to get the pattern for free. If you're watching this in the month of June, as long as it's after my date of the crochet along, which I don't think is actually by the end of June by the time that finishes. If you're watching this in the month of June, the Pride Cafe pattern just isn't going to be available yet. Sorry about that. I'll still be hyping it up. I'll be posting it on my Ko-fi store on the 1st of July. Just to be fair to the people who are actually doing the crochet along, that they still get the exclusivity with it. But yeah, as of the 1st of July, it will be up on my Ko-fi store. That is my ramble about my Pride Cappy pattern done. He's adorable. I've not done the lesbian one yet. You will see the lesbian one later in this video. But if you're wondering, here's what he looks like. The other medium pattern I've been making in all of these videos and would like to make one for this one is a hoodie bear by Nux Hooks, just because I think they're really cute when they're wearing their little Pride merches, so that will need to be made. I also need to remake the trans one because that's sold at market. That's not for this video though. Hoodie bears. And then the last things I would like to make is I would like to make 2 large patterns that are going to be exclusive to this video. I'm not remaking the large or jumbo size patterns in multiple flags just because I do want there to be variation in these videos. So that will be, for this one, I would like to make a drift the octopus because I've got a bunch in blue and I think they'll look really pretty in pink. So that's one thing I would like to make. I have the Banat Lesbian yarn. This is the colour Peachy, and it's a lovely big ball. So this is probably what I'll use to make the drift octopus. I bought it specifically for this video because I thought it would be really good for this video. Yeah, I'm so excited to use it because it's gorgeous. So that is Peachy. And then the second thing I'm going to make, probably also utilising this, because I know lesbians love their cats, I'm making a wizard cat. So he is going to be a tabby cat with this as his cape and things. I'm not sure if I have enough yarn to make him fully tabby. He may be white with some tabby spots, he may be tabby with some white spots, but this will be the colour that his clothes are, because lesbians love pussies. Pussycats, get your minds out of the gutter. So that is all of the patterns I would like to make for this video, so I'm going to bugger off and make those, and I will be back when I have things to show you. Right, I am back. I have things to show you. So we're going to start with keychains, as I did. So we've made 2 whales. I'm so happy with how this colour scheme has worked out. It's gorgeous. He's so cute. So this is Yarn Smith Chenille Chunky in Candy Floss, Baby Pink, White, Tangerine and Carrot. And we have 2 whales. I think after this, because bulk prepping for the Pride videos has very nearly used up my stash of keychains, after this I will be replacing them with better keychains, but for now we have these. So that's the whales. Then I've used the same colours the whole way through so far with the lesbian stuff. Obviously I'm going to be moving over to Banat Peachy very shortly actually, because I'm nearly done with the small stuff, but for now we have these. I say I'm nearly done with the small stuff. I forgot the hoodie bear and the capybara also use this, so not quite there yet, but then I'll be moving to Banat Peachy. Yeah, same colours, carrot, tangerine, baby pink, candy floss and white. For the bees, all of the keychains have 8mm eyes on, so I've also burned through a decent chunk of my 8mm eyes, which is fine because that's what I bought them for. But yeah, so 4 keychains, 2 of each. The keychains, I think I explained in a previous video, I'll reiterate it here in case I didn't, but I'm making 2 of each for now, because I feel like that's a good amount for the first Pride event, and then if I need to rebuy yarn and remake for the second Pride event, that is fine, but I'm just letting that first one happen first before I go overboard prepping, which I already kind of feel like I've gone overboard prepping. And then if the first event's not as good as I think it is, I've still got stock for the second event. There's enough space in between that if I need to re-prep stuff, I can re-prep stuff. So with that in mind, I have made the Beans the Frogs as well. This has been today's job. There he is. This is the Girl Who Knots pattern. I kind of wish, because the pattern's 11 rows, and obviously with a 5-stripe flag, you end up needing to do an extra row in one colour. I did that in the white because I figured, oh, it lands in the middle, it's going to look fine, but I kind of wish I'd done the bottom stripe, the dark pink, with an extra row, because the bottom stripe has ended up very much on the bottom, and obviously it's not quite as visible as this little peak of the top stripe. So I'll keep that in mind for the next lot of 5-stripe flags, and for next time I make the lesbian flags to bump that stripe up a bit. But for now we have 2 Beans the Frogs. For the other flags I've done so far, so that's Rainbow and Trans, I've made 4 Beans the Frogs, but I think I'm going to stick with 2 from now on. 1 for burnout reasons. Obviously with making the Pride flags, I've set my, I think 5 patterns or 6 patterns that I'm using for every single flag, and then I'm doing some varied bits in between. But I don't want to burn out making the same 6 patterns over and over and bulk making the same patterns over and over. I think it's only 4 that I'm bulk making out of the 6, but still. I also don't want these videos to get boring necessarily, where I'm like, here is 1, 2, 3, 4 of this thing, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of that thing, and all of this. So that's reason 1. Reason 2, I'm also still filming my weekly makes videos at the same time as doing all of this, so I would like some time each week to focus on a non-pride pattern for the weekly makes video, so that's just a bit more varied. So that's reason 2. And reason 3 is, again, I don't want to end up over prepping and then having too much. So I'd rather just take 2 of each flag to the first market and then having to make more if I need to make more. So beans the frogs. And that is everything I have to show you so far. I think the rest of today I'm going to try and focus on making a couple of axolotls. I think I'll stick to 3 with the axolotls just to give me the chance to really play with it. But I'll see how I feel after I've made 2. If I'm kind of bored after I've made 2, I'll just stick to 2. If I feel like making a 3rd, I'll make a 3rd. You'll see in the next clip. So we have axolotls left. I have also made a plan for my prep. So I've decided what I'm doing as my big patterns for each thing. So I was in and ahhing between making a drift octopus and making a turtle. For the lesbian flag, I've decided on the turtle, I think. I've not decided on the size of the turtle yet. So if I end up making my mid-sized turtle rather than my jumbo turtle, then I'll probably still make an octopus. But if I make the jumbo turtle, I'll just stick to the jumbo one. So that's going to be the plan for after I finish the hoodie bear, the capy and the axolotls. Will be those 2, maybe 3 things in the Banat Peachy, which I'm so excited to get to use. I've been wanting to use it like immediately since I bought it, but I've been waiting until I was ready to film the lesbian video to do it, so that it would be in this video. But yeah. Oh, I had another idea. I've not written it down. No, I did. I did say that I'm making a wizard cat, because lesbians like pussycats. So a wizard cat will be made. But yeah, that is the plan. That is the things. I'm rambling now, so I'm going to go. I will see you when I have axolotls and maybe some other things to show. Hello. Right, I got a bit carried away and we're now like most of the way done with this video. Because I meant to pop in and do an update, and then I really wasn't feeling like filming like a couple of days ago when I was ready to update, and then yeah, here we are, and I've only got 1 pattern left to make. So let's show you things. So where I got to last time I checked in was I'd made the beans the frogs, and I had the other medium to small pattern left to do. So there's the axolotls. We have 1 in the full pride flag colours, and then I did 2 of the more subtle designs. So we have just the pink, orange and white, and it's been reduced down to not be so obviously a pride flag, again just in case anyone's got any safety issues or they want a more subtle version for any reason. And then I did the same, but I swapped the light pink out for the orange and put the slightly darker pink in for the flappy bits, so that there was a bit more contrast, and that's where we got to with those. This is the Loretta's Loops axolotl pattern. So we made those 3. Then the next thing I made were the other 2 patterns that are consistent through the videos. Wow. I've been doing things a bit out of order just to give me the chance to A, not get burnt out making a bunch of things, but also B, working with my body and the things that I'm capable of doing, because the brain fog's been pretty bad at the moment. So I went through and made all of the pride flags for all of the cappies one night, because that's just what I was capable of doing. I was like, right, I do 18 stitches, I go in a row, I come back, I go in a row. I do that for a certain amount of rows. It's easy, right? It's not remembering increases and decreases and stuff. So the next thing I got done was the capy for this one. So we have the pride flag there, Again, this is tangerine, carrot, white, baby pink and candy floss in Yarn Smith Chenille. This is my pattern. If you would like to make him, then you need to follow the Pride Crochet Along account on Instagram before the 31st of May. I'll be linking that in the doobly-doo if you want the pattern for free. If you are fine paying for the pattern or can't participate in the Crochet Along for reasons, then he will be available on my Ko-fi store in July, is where we've come to with that agreement. But this time I put the safety eyes in it and I'm happy with the way they look. So that's this guy. And I did discover in the process of doing this, luckily I had a few pairs left of the eyes with the old backs, but the eyes I bought with the new backs, the backs are crap, so I now need to buy more backs for the eyes that I've already purchased. And both my 10 and 12 mils are like that. My 8 mils are fine, my 10 and 12 mils are crap. So, always fun. Thank you, Micunio. But yeah, that's that guy, ready to go. Then the next thing that I made was actually one of the patterns that is specifically for this video. So we have one lesbian turtle made using the Banat Peachy. This pattern is by Crochet Customs, and I've used the Banat Peachy for the back and then Elise Veloutone white for the body. These are 18 mil eyes. I probably could have put 20s on, but I had these lovely pale pink ones in 18s and I thought they'd go really well with the yarn. The only adaptations I've made for this pattern, I really enjoyed making it, it was great. I was kind of hoping it'd come out a little bigger because this is the bigger of the two ones that she has, but that's for me to keep playing with, I guess, to try and find a good like medium-sized pattern, because I've got my fruit turtle pattern, but that's huge. That's like a good 30 centimetres of body. So I need to try and find a pattern that's sort of halfway between this size and that size, I think. But yeah, the adaptations I made was that she tells you to do all 4 fins the same size. I didn't. I did the back 2 smaller, just because of the amount of space I had on the turtle. I felt that that would be better. The other thing is the way I sewed it. I went through 6 stitches per fin to sew it on, which is why they stick out rather than flopping, just because it's more secure to do it that way. And then finally I added a tail, because I like adding tails to my turtles and I feel like more people need to remember that turtles have tails because it's cute. And that is the adaptations I made to the pattern. I really enjoyed making it. I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. Like, obviously, like I said, I was expecting a slightly bigger size, but I still think this is really cute. It's still a size I'm happy with for the time I put into it. This took me just over an hour, I think, which, considering it's my first time making the pattern and I'm also working slower because I'm working with blanket yarn, my wrists feel fatigued. That's not bad for some at this size, considering I can probably sell this for £10 to £12 currently, and I'll probably be able to get it down to the point where it's only taken me about 45 minutes to make. So quite happy with that. The thing that I'm slowest with turtles is the flippers, just because it's like having to make 4 circles and then close them all up and then sew them on. That's why it takes me longer, but yeah. And I think I would also like to play with this pattern a bit more and work out if there's a way that I can get the head to be crocheted in rather than sewn on, because I prefer turtle patterns with crocheted in heads. So turtle. And then finally, what I've literally just finished before I came on this video was a hoodie bear. This one's turned out a little wonky, sorry lesbians, but I implemented the things that I thought when I made the rainbow pattern. So I've done the hood the opposite way round, so that it starts with the end colour and ends with the start colour, so that it's more cohesive then from the front and from the back. You get to see the full flag on the back, but from the front it's like the head is the top of the flag and then it goes into the rest of the flag on the body. The only thing that I should have done differently with this one, I think, is to do, you can see with the pinks, I probably should have done this stripe here, this row here, in the lighter pink and just left the dark pink to be the trim, because then it would have matched the sleeves better, but that's okay, that's learning. That's the thing I've learned for next time I do a 5-stripe flag in the hoodie bears. So it feels like every new flag is a new learning opportunity, because it's different splits of stripes and things to make it look right. But yeah, that is the last thing I've got done for this video so far, which means the only thing I have left to do is the giant wizard cat. I know I spoke about wanting to do a rabbit. I do already have a lot of rabbits on my table, and I have a couple more planned for other flags, so I'll probably not do the rabbit, and I'll probably just stick to the wizard cat for the lesbian flag. But I'm so excited to see how this works up in a bigger piece, because obviously the turtle's shell is still quite small, and that's going to be fun. So I'm going to go make that, and then I will see you once I've made that to show you it and end the video. Let's go, lesbians. We're back and we're finished. So here is the lesbian cat. It's adorable. These are 20mm eyes in green. This is Banat Tabby. This is Banat Peachy. And then I've used a Elise Voluto white for all the patches. He has a sock on each foot, white muzzle, one white ear, and then a little white tip on his tail. So I'm really happy with how he's turned out. His cape's adorable, his hat's adorable. I love this pattern so much. This is the Hugger Roomy Toys Wizard Cat pattern. So that is everything done. We have made 2 keychain whales, 2 keychain bees, 3 axolotls, 2 frogs, a hoodie bear, a capybara, a turtle, and a big cat. So that's what, like 4 keychains, and I'm having to do maths in real time here. Can you tell I didn't prepare to actually film this clip? Yeah, 4 keychains, 5 small plushies, 2 medium plushies, and 1 large plushie. No, 3 medium plushies and 1 large plushie. So all in total, we have made 13 things for this video, and that is where I'm going to leave it for now then. So thank you very much for watching and coming along this journey with me. I loved making this flag. It was gorgeous. It's so pretty. The Banat yarn is so pretty. How it looks in the Yarnsmith chenille is adorable. It makes me so excited to make more flags, because I just love the way they look, because they're pretty. Yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments which one your favourite was, or if you've made any of these patterns before, if you've made any of them in different pride flags and how you did that. If you would like my pride cappy, I have linked the crochet along in the description. If you follow before May 30th, then the pattern will be free on June 16th. But if you don't follow the account in time, or you're just not able to complete the pattern around June 16th, even if you are following the account, the pattern should be available on my Ko-fi store from about the 5th of July, I think. We're still working that out. We won't really know till closer to the time, because it will depend on how long the last pattern in the crochet along takes to complete. And then once the crochet along is finished and everything's done, and everyone who's participated has their full versions of the patterns, then I will release the cappy on Ko-fi for buying. But yeah, if you want it free, follow the account. Drop this video a like if you liked it. Let me know in the comments any other flags that I should do. I have currently got plans to do bi, non-binary, the gay male / Achillean flag, ace, arrow, pan. I think that's all of the ones that I've got on my list currently. So if there's any other flags that you would like to see me make or do, let me know down there. And yeah, if you're around the West Midlands on the 7th of June, I'm at Bedworth Pride, and on the 22nd of August I am at Warwickshire Pride in Leamington. So that's where these things will be purchasable. They will also be available on my Ko-fi store at some point in June. It'll just depend what I've got left over after my Pride market but I'm going to make sure I take some photos so that even if the actual plushie isn't available anymore, if I've got yarn to make a second one, it will be available still, so that I can do that. And yeah, that is everything I have to say, I think. Follow me on Instagram if you want to, subscribe to the channel if you want to, hype the video if you can. I don't know if that's available on my channel yet because YouTube's not telling us what the parameters are for that. And yeah, that is everything I have to say. So thank you for a third time for watching and have a nice day.